guys. I'm going to be driving this into work today. And if you're new here, this is my 2001 Jeep Cherokee Sport XJ with a 2JZ VVTi turbo. I bought this Jeep about a year ago, and since then I've been finding everything out that's wrong with it and trying to fix it. But you can go watch my other videos for that. There she is, nice and dirty. I gotta clean her really bad, but yeah, just figured I'd show you that. So last week I took my bumper off and my roof rack and I put it on that Jeep over there. I personally think it looks a lot cleaner. This Jeep isn't going off-road, so I don't really need that bumper. Roof rack is useless. I think it looks a little more sleek. I'm not gonna leave it without a bumper. I forgot I cleaned this thing. It's actually pretty clean. Not too shabby. All right, we're gonna get her going. First start here, cold start. Let's see how she goes. My other videos, I talked about how I don't have IAC, so I have to use my foot barely on the gas to get it to start. Here we go. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm keeping my foot perfectly still, controlling the RPMs. Because normally, as you know, when you get into a car, start it up, the RPMs go up, and as soon as it warms up, it starts to drop. Well, this doesn't have any little air control. I have to do that with my foot until she warms up a little bit, and then I can back off. I also got to figure out what I'm going to do with my front license plate, considering I don't have a bumper anymore. In Massachusetts, you need to have that showing. I think I might grab some zip ties and see what I can do. But believe it or not, it's kind of funny, but it's partly true. I have PTSD from driving this, and that's basically from the first week that I owned it. Everything went wrong. I didn't want to drive it. It was just hell. So every time I drive this thing, I'm going to cut these zip ties off here. Every time I drive this thing, it's like, what's gonna happen? You know, it's a mystery. Is it gonna go really smooth? Am I gonna have a good day with it? Or is it gonna catch on fire and leave me stranded and pissed off on the side of the road? We never know. All right, I get so many questions on this dash setup right here. It's really nothing special. It's a terrible, cheap Walmart tablet, and basically it's just my cluster. Everyone wants to know the setup. Well, I can't really tell you the setup because I don't know what brand this is because it's so cheap and shitty. Every time I try to turn it on, it always gives me a hard time. It never wants to turn on. There we go. There you go, next book. There you go, everybody, next book. So that tablet is ran to my ECU, which is in the glove box. I'm not even gonna open that, trust me. You don't wanna see it. So that tablet is basically my cluster, and it runs off of Megasquirt 3. That's good enough. My end goal is to have a tablet, an iPad here, updated. I haven't gotten there yet. So yeah, that loads up, and I open Shadow Dash, and of course it takes very long. You wait here for a little bit, and as soon as loading MS3, there, now we're online. It's coolant temp, oil pressure, and all that jazz. So yeah, that's the tablet. That's not really the best angle, but it is what it is, boys and girls, or whatever you go by. All right, we're gonna stop and get some gas. Then we'll be on our way. And if you hear a weird noise during this video, I'm trying to figure out what that is. So bear with me. You'll hear it, I'm sure you will. All right, we'll be right back. So now that the fans are on, you can hear kind of what I'm talking about, probably not on camera. When I checked it out, and basically what's happening is my fan is hitting something and it's causing that noise. When I take off, for whatever reason, you can hear it really loud. And of course, I only took like $7 worth of gas because I have no idea how much is in this tank. I don't have a gas gauge. Terrific, but we're off. it's hitting something. That tells me it's hitting something. Whatever it's hitting, it's making that really whiny noise. I just remembered I didn't have my front bumper on. And let me tell you, that thing weighs a lot. I don't know how much that thing weighs, but it's all steel. Didn't cheap out when whoever made that thing. But it's like solid. It took me and my buddy to lift it off of this Jeep and to put it on my green Jeep. That sucker's heavy. So driving without that, I'm a lot lighter. So I must be faster, right? I've gotten reactions all over the spectrum. I've generally had people angry at me for owning this. The comments I get, man, my favorite is bought not built. Everyone just expected that I built this thing. Sorry to rain on your parade, but I'm not that mechanically inclined. Yes, I did buy this already swapped, and I don't care. I don't have a problem with that. I don't see a problem with buying a vehicle already heavily modified either. If that's what you want to do, and if that's what makes you happy, then go for it. At the end of the day, nobody else bought this but me. This thing was for sale for a while before anyone bought it. It's a nice, slow Sunday afternoon. Wow, my blinker was on that whole time. It's like when you ride a motorcycle, your blinker doesn't shut off automatically. It's the same thing on this. So I need to remember to turn my blinker off, or else I'm that geezer on the road with his blinker on. You can hear the fans though. Here, get a coffee. Coffee acquired. There it is. Yeah, I know you heard that. Another thing that sucks in here is I don't have a radio. I have an amp and a subwoofer, and I do have a radio, but it doesn't work. Basically an aux cable ran to my amp. It's got a horrible connection to it. Every time I try to use it, it's like in and out. The music works sometimes. It's just more of a hassle than it is to even try it. I just don't listen to music. Listen to the good old Spoolie Boy. Better than music, in my opinion. I get a question from people and I didn't even really think to address that. So if you got a question, drop it down below. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you want me to tell you about this Jeep. I'll try my best. I get a lot of hate on it, but you know, I'm still learning myself. I'm not an expert by any means, nor do I want to pretend like I know what I'm doing, because I don't. So don't hate on someone because they want to learn. I get a lot like, how do you own something like this and not know how to work on it? I wasn't born knowing everything. I didn't go to school for automotive. I have no automotive background. Thankfully, my dad is really smart. He can work on cars better than I can. I cut a guy a brake. I'm learning. I'm trying to do things on my own. Unfortunately, I don't have a garage or half the tools that I need, but I'm still going for it. content for. No car shows going on. I'm working a lot. Alright guys, well I made it to work. I'm going to end off the video right there. There's not really much else to do. She's pretty loyal as usual. Just a little bit of gas leaking per normal. But yeah. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see and I'll try my best to do so.
Peace out.